So 5 circles for 1 flower, and I've gone for a large one because this one that I'm doing now, I'm going to aim it to be for the top of the tree. And what you do is you fold it in half, you fold it in half again, so you've got a quarter, which is going to make 1 petal. Now I've already put 4 on this thread, so I'm going to basically fed this through, so this is the last petal to make the flower up. And this is only going to be 1 layer of the flower because I'm going to layer them for a better, grander look. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull that first of all, because I want to cut that thread off. So you can see there that I'm just creating the flower. So let me just cut that off and cut the cotton from the needle there. And you don't want your cottons long when you're doing this because you'll get tangled up. And then you're just going to pull that tight so you can see the hole that I'm getting in. I'm going to make that as small as I can in the centre. And once I've got the pressure on it, I'm going to keep pulling it and then fold that round so that I can make a knot. So I'll just give it a final pull, put some pressure on that so it's not going to try and come undone. Now I think this is the largest flower that I've done up to now. Right, so that, and you can curl these up if you want, or you can just curl them down. You can have a play about with it, depending what type of fabric you're using them in. You can get different looks from it, but that is the largest one. I've just been having a look at the biggest one that I've done, and I think I need to go larger than that to put that in, and then another one because it's going to be at the top of the tree. I'm going to show you the template that I used to get that size flower though. That was the template, this circle here that I've just drawn round to get that size flower. So that just shows you for sizing. These that I've done, I'm going to show them you now. But the templates that I used, for the largest one, I used, I've got a plant pot. So it's wide at the top, narrow at the bottom, and I used that for 2 sizes. And then I got an aerosol lid, which was just off a Glade, you know, freshener. And the smallest one, which is the tiniest one, is that size. And that was made from an aerosol lid to get that small. Now I'm going to show you some that I've actually made up. And these are them. So I've got 3 flowers on here. This largest one, the template was from the plant pot. This one was from a candle, quite a largish candle. And then, like I said, the centre one was from a lid. So your templates can be anything at all that you've got. But if you are going to be making, where you're going to be layering them up, you need different sizes. But you can see that just looks stunning, doesn't it? The tiny ones, I've done some smaller ones here, so that at the top of the tree, these can be smaller ones. And then as you go down to the bottom, so you're sort of doing different sizes for where they are on the tree. So that's another one where I've just put a single diamante in that. And again, that will look beautiful if you've got your lights sort of shining on it. But again, bear in mind, making these, that when you're placing them on your tree or your garlands, if they've got lights on, keep them away from the lights because these are fabric, as you obviously know. Now I've just actually cut 5 more circles out to hopefully make the largest flower for the top of the tree. And what I used was a waste paper bin, the top of the bin, so the circles were about this big. So this is going to be the largest one, and I don't think I'd go any bigger than this. So I'm just at the point now where I'm going to be pulling it as tight as I can to get the hole in the bottom as small as I can. And you really do need to be using the strongest thread that you've got, because if you're just using, I mean, that's doubled, I've doubled this up, and it is this, you know, like the really strong bonded nylon thread. So I'm just pulling that as tight as I can, and then I'm going to knot it. But if you only was using normal cotton and it was single ply, it's going to snap on you. So that means you're going to have to do it all again. let me just get this tied up. Let me just position these so I'm getting my flower shape. And then the last one that I did, and this was the one from the fruit bowl. So let's get that so you can play about with it to get it so that it's looking nice and pretty. And then that one would be in the centre. So I think that to be in the tree on the top, and then you've got your flowers going down it, will set that off beautiful. Now what I'm going to do, because it's a large flower, I'm going to be putting 2 clips on the back of it. I'm going to do it so that when it's clipped on the top, I'm going to put 1 clip this way and 1 clip this way, so it basically can be clipped twice to hold it in position. So this is some felt that I've got, and I'm just going to put a strip of glue straight down the centre of that, like so. I'm going to get the bottom, so it's the bottom of the clip that I'm gluing on, and then I'm going to basically hot glue all the way around, securing it in place. I'm putting some glue down the clip as well, and then I'm going to clip this in position, and I'm going to put it on 1/2 of the back there. Okay, let's get this second one done. And again, it's the bottom of the clip. That's going to come from that way. So let's get all this glued. And then I'm going to put that the opposite side. There. And then, like I said, that will clip, but it will clip it so that it's firmly in place. Okay, so let's get these flowers built up then. Okay, so I've got the first large flower, and I'm simply going to hot glue around the centre. Okay, and then I'm going to position this like so. And when you're doing this, you just want to be pressing the centre of it flat, like so. And you want, so where I've positioned it, so you've got your gap here, try and get, so you've got these in the middle, so they're not, like with this next one, I don't want to be putting that same as they are. Move it round, so you're getting a bit like a lotus effect. Okay, so what we're going to do exactly the same. Get my glue gun, it's nearly running out, so I'm just going to get another one. And just get some glue around the whole of the circle in the centre. Come on, get in. There you go. And then again, I'm going to place that like so in the centre and pressing that down. Let's get these strings of glue off. Now, let me get this in position. So what I'm going to do now then, I'm going to position this. Let me just find out where I'm going to have it. Right, so it's feeling more comfortable there. So what I'm going to do now then, I'm actually going to glue the back of the brooch, because it used to be a brooch, this, till it broke. Right, so I'm going to get that, and I'm going to just press that in position. So that, guys, is the finished. I think it'd go that way because it's a bit of like a, so that's the way it'd go, clipped on like that. Okay. But I think these, honestly, I think these on a Christmas tree, with the big one at the top as the main, instead of you having your angel and your stars, to have a beautiful flower and then just position these in places on your tree. I think it will look so glamorous, but we will see. Everything in your centre is going to be covered with either your layered flowers, and also what you can use these for is you can use these if you're wrapping and you want a really special looking gift when it's wrapped. You can wrap your present as normal, and then if you shall like tie me the ribbon or string and either put that in the centre or put that to a corner, will look fantastic. Even if you want to do some like not real presents, but wrap yourself some empty boxes and put them under your tree as if they were presents, and put some of these on them, they'll look great. So I just wanted to show you this velvet one, because on the curtains there was that other fabric where the flowers are in, but at the top it's got, you know, like velvet, and then you've got those silver rings that just go onto your pole. Now the trouble is with thick fabric is that is how big the hole is, because the fabric is too thick for it to pull tight. So I have done 2 different sizes, so that's the smaller one, but you've still got quite a big hole in there. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to glue that down, and then one of the baby other ones, I'm going to glue that in the centre, and then I've left a cotton that she can hang that wherever she wants to hang it, or tie it onto something. But I'm not gonna do any more of these because they're just too thick and chunky. So this is the finished velvet one, and I've actually just put a single diamante in the centre. Now on the back, because there was a huge hole, I've just glued a piece of felt to neaten that backing off. But you're not going to see that. I don't think I'm going to make any more of those in that fabric. So, but that's the finished velvet one. And as far as your centerpieces for your flowers, they're just some diamantes that I've got in a jar here, and they're just what I've took off tops that I've got rid of in the past. Because if you've got anything bling, whether it's on your shoes, you can take them off and just reuse them on things like this. But that is a bracelet, 2 bracelets that I've cut up. These are what's come off one of them, and then the little pearls was off another one. So yeah, there's a multitude of things, but like I said, the big large flower, that was a brooch, and you can pick brooches up for a couple of quid sometimes in charity shops, can't you? But if you see a nice one, you think, ooh, I could use that. Now, I'm quite excited to share with you the brainstorm that came to me. Wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, but I've actually tried it today and it is brilliant. It's going to save so much time if you're making these flowers up in bulk like I am, because I was thinking the other day, I thought, it's going to take me ages to do these. And I was just sat thinking of if there was a different way that I could do the circles, which is in the templates, cutting them out, because it does take a while cutting round circles, and I've come up with a brainstorm. So this is what I'm doing to make the easier cutting out for the circles. And you don't have to measure this, you're just going to fold it over and press it down. Keep going across. Okay, I'm going to fetch it so the rest of the fabric, get that so it's roughly the same. I'm going to press that so you can see there where it's being turned over, and where I'm going to cut it is I'm going to cut it just at the end of where this fabric that I've turned over. So that's going to be cut all the way across. Now, if you're not happy doing it freehand, but I'm pretty good me with my measurements, so I don't need to get a tape measure, but if you're not, you can measure it across. But this is certainly a much easier way to cut your circles. And then there, I've got my double-sided strip. And then what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to make it a bit deeper, and this will make a bigger flower. Like from that, let me just work out roughly how many flowers I will get. Let me just cut that level because it's been stripped from a curtain, this, so it's not exactly straight at the sides. And then I'm going to fold that over to make me square, which is that one. And then from there, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. So from that, I'm going to get, from that there, I'm going to get 1 flower, which is 5 petals, which is going to leave me that. So then what I need to do is do the same turn up there as what this is, what's left, and carry on at that until I've got enough petals for how many flowers I want. And then you'll go to a different size if you want to lay your flowers up. So you go smaller, and the smaller you go, the smaller your square will be. So I'm going to fold this over, come to the table so it's easy to show you. And once I see that that looks like a square, I'm simply going to get my scissors, I'm going to cut across there, and that will be my first petal. So then what I need to do is I need to lay that on top of the fabric, okay? And we're going to cut there. We're going to do this all the way across until we've got as 5 pieces. And your 5 pieces obviously are your petals. And then what you're going to do, you're going to fold that in half. Okay, you're going to fold that in half and press that there. And then you're going to hold your square, and you're simply going to come across and curve as you're cutting round to the corner. Okay, so that is 1 petal. So we're going to do this with all the pieces. Okay, so just hold that, so you've got it all nice and square. The edges are all lining up, and then you're going to start at this corner, and you're literally just going to curve around till you reach the other corner, so you're getting your curve. Okay, we're going to... So I've got my 5 petals on my thread, so I'm going to start by cutting it off at that end, and if you've got a lot of thread this end, cut it down because it does get a bit when it gets tangled. So I'm going to get both my ends, and then I'm going to start pulling these to make the flower. And then that there is a perfect flower. So that is such an easier way and quicker way to be making your flowers.